Welcome back to Plan 9 Crunch. I know typically on Wednesdays we'll read a passage from a novel, but today I wanted to do a little bit different, as is always the case when I'm on. Those who are returning viewers will know of my affinity for Roald Dahl's short horror and the juxtaposition of a children's author writing such lovely, suspenseful stories. I've yet another author that I'd love to focus away from their typical, more popular literature and hone in on their rise and growth as an author previous to hitting it big in children's poetry. Without any more build-up, author of our subject today is Shel Silverstein. Of course, Shel Silverstein is very well known for books like The Giving Tree, Where the Sidewalk Ends, Missing Piece. Those are all classics for, I would say, most American children growing up, especially pre-2010s. If you grew up in those years, then you definitely experienced, on either end, the poetry of Shel Silverstein. Of course, he was born in Chicago and didn't come up until after honing his experience at the Roosevelt School, I believe, writing on their staff. And I read a couple of his pieces. I think it shows definitely the direction where he was going, a little more unique and coming into his own. Not yet original, obviously, but it's cool to see the beginnings there. To give an adequate overview of his style and who I see him as, I'd like to share a quote said by a bookstore owner about Mr. Shel Silverstein. His unmistakable illustrative style is yet another crucial element to his appeal. Just as no writer sounds like Shel, no other artist's vision is as delightfully, sophisticatingly cockeyed. From Otto Penzler. I think that quote shows the good truth about Shel and his writing, is that no matter how whimsical it gets, or sometimes it can lean a bit melancholy or even dark, it's still going to be cockeyed and leave you kind of puzzling at the end. This quote, while it can be easily applied to more contemporary pieces of his poetry, we'll see its growth by the end of today's video, definitely applying to his earlier works, mostly cartooning, songwriting, and I'll be sharing a short story. Hopefully this will inspire you to seek out his more esoteric writings for your own enjoyment, because let's just say they are a delight to go through. The first is The End. This was originally published in Playboy, so not where you'd expect to see a published children's author's work, but this, he had written for Playboy, I believe, throughout the 60s, 70s, his last piece in the late 90s. But overall, he wrote a lot for them, short pieces, columns, cartoons. So I will get on with the read. And God looked down over all the earth, and he was sick unto his stomach. Okay, he said, all right, I am fed up. I am disgusted. I have had it. Enough is enough, Gabriel. Blow your damned horn. I am putting an end to all that crap down there. Well, it's about time, said Gabriel, taking his horn out of his case. Do you want a nice modern riff or something military, like taps, or maybe one good long... I don't care what you blow, said God. Just blow. Make it loud. Make it solid and final and of all eternity. Make it ring from heaven to hell and back. Make it reach into all men's souls and fill them with the realization that this is it. Make it bang. T.S. Eliot says the world ends with, I don't give a damn what T.S. Eliot says. You just blow that horn like I tell you, said God. All right, said Gabriel. All right, but you don't have to yell at me. After all, I am a musician, not a plumber. I've waited a long time for this gig, and I'm not going to goof it. You just tell me how you're going to end it, and I'll come up with something that cooks. and he fit the mouthpiece into his horn. You going to have it rain for 40 days and 40 nights again? Well, said God, I haven't really given it much thought. Well, if you're thinking of having it rain, you'd better forget it. They got new drainage systems down there. Maybe I'll make an earthquake, God said. That would be really no good. I could give you some great quakey music, but lots of those houses are quake-proof, and I imagine you want to get them all at the same time. Of course, said God. I know that. I wasn't seriously thinking of an earthquake. A plague is more my style. Maybe a plague that... They're vaccinated. Vaccinated? Of course. That is a shame. Though, in the old days, you could make a plague that would strike down every male child that... You could try to blast them. That's right, said God. A few good thunderbolts would really... But their ABM defenses would probably stop them. God sat back and thought for a while. Gabriel fingered his valves. I suppose everything is fireproof, God finally said. Everything but the slums. And if you burn those out, they'll only rebuild with modern developments. God was silent for a long time. Listen, he said, smiling weakly. What the hell? Maybe we'll just forget about it for now. Maybe I'll give them a little more time. After all, they are my own children, aren't they? Okay by me, said Gabriel. You want to hear a little something anyway? I mean, as long as I already got the horn out. More silence. All right, God finally said softly, leaning back wearily in his chair and closing his eyes. Play me some blues. I think out of all the other material in Playboy in 1970, I think this would definitely stop me in my tracks for a second. Kind of funny. Slightly political for the time, not anything overtly controversial, but definitely funny enough story. Little anecdote to share. I think we'll leave you with that. Thank you for watching our Plan 9 Crunch reads. We'll have some more videos linked in the description for you to catch up on. And a link to the website where I found a treasure trove of Shel Silverstein. And we hope you enjoy. You can like or follow us on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. That's a wrap.